Well, we've talked a lot about like the audience and what they like, but when you're thinking about like how you write, 'cause I know you enjoy writing, like you're at home or wherever and you're writing, like how do you do that? Because that's for you. That's not for an audience, right? What is that?
Well,
Or
it's
no?
for both.
But
For
it
both.
is, it's both,
for both.
yeah.
Because, please chime in because you write as well.
Yeah.
There's things I call diary songs. Because when I first started to write songs, I wrote to express how I felt. I had a broken heart. I was pissed off at something. So I wrote a song. I didn't keep diaries. So I wrote songs like that. And
Well, had to rewrite a script. He wrote a song.
So, and they weren't meant
Like a lot of those
for
songs.
to play in front of people.
Right.
But then one of the first shows I had out in New Jersey at the Sandhope House by myself,
Oh yeah,
all I had was diary songs.
yeah.
And they sound good individually, but when you string them together in front of the people who are having beers on a Saturday night,
They don't work.
it didn't really work.
Yeah.
And I redeemed myself with the song called Brendan's Dead, which is an upbeat.
I remember that.
Right?
I remember that.
Yeah,
Stand
so,
up.
and the bartender, as I sort of slumped off the stage, and the bartender said, "Hey, you redeemed yourself with that last one." So I was like, so a light bulb went off.
But you know what?
But he noticed.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
but so the idea was like, okay, if I want to play in front of people, I got to play songs that are not for me. That they have to be. I mean, there's always a kernel of some truth.
If you're going to be an artist, right?
Yeah. So you got to say, okay,
Well-
what does a person on a Friday night in the bar, drinking a few beers, want to hear?
But
Well, that's
see, that-
Nashville. That's
Yeah,
commercial
that is.
music.
That
Trying
is.
to make a hit.
It's music
Well,
with a
but
beat.
again, I guess it depends on the bar, or does it?
No, but
Does it depend on the bar?
I think what
Because
it
it could be
is.
here.
Yeah.
It could be a bar of immigrants from Mexico or Albania.
Right.
It could be a gay bar, like we don't know.
But I think
what
to your
do
point,
people want to hear?
I think to your point, what
Are you trying for
songwriters
commercial
when I think of
success?
when I write songs, well, I'm not going to divulge, of course. There's some inspirational aspect, but there's also some self-serving aspect as an artist, right?
That's what
Now,
I'm getting at.
who the audience is to be self-serving versus inspirational or whatever
Child is
paradigm
leading the
that you
bar.
want to share with the audience. That's a conflict, right?
It is.
That's
it
a
is.
conflict.
I think it depends what your goal is. So if my goal is to get a bar of people who I don't know up and like stomping their feet,
I love this bar.
or just getting involved in the show, then you want to write something that's not as personal. You want something that's sort of more general, more universal.
But Brendan's Dead is the perfect
Yeah,
bar
but
song.
Brendan's Dead is a
Yeah,
fun
perfect
song.
bar
But it
song.
moves.
For the
right?
record,
It has
my
a
mother
beat.
never liked that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
But
not
it's
like,
also because everyone knows your name is Brendan that makes the song
What are you
more
drinking,
fun
Yeah,
than
right.
if Dave was singing.